So here's an interesting question, and it's not really a question that someone's asked. It's something that I saw online, and it kind of led to a question that I kind of wanted to answer, but they didn't directly ask me this question. So I figured I'd answer it anyways, because so what I saw online was this guy. He said, I want to build a studio, and I want to work for myself, and I want to do I want to be running a studio, and I want to do it. And his reasoning behind doing this was that he wanted all the free time. He wanted all this free time, and he wanted to be able to work his own hours and do all this sort of stuff. And I looked at this kind of it was basically a thread on Facebook, and I looked at it and I thought to myself, that's great. What you're talking about is brilliant, and in an ideal world, yeah, you get all this free time, and it's brilliant to be your own boss and work your own hours. And I felt like kind of saying, and I wanted to just kind of do this video on this subject, because that's not how it is. That's what people think, and that's cool, but that's not how it is. And some people go into kind of running an audio business or running any business thinking this, and it's not true, and you'll be in for a big shock. And the reason being is that basically, you start an audio business, let's say you start a mastering studio or a mixing studio, whatever. You start a studio and you start running a business, and you think, yeah, I'm going to work my own hours. You work non-stop. You do not work your own hours. You might think you're going to work your own hours. And the funny thing is the hours that you want to work are non-stop, or at least I am. I can't wait to get to the studio. I can't wait. I want to stay at the studio for as long as possible. I have to get home, see the kids, see my wife. But I want to be, when you run your own business, you want to be working non-stop. You honestly do. When you start seeing that money come in, and when you start feeling that appreciation from clients, you get a bug and a drive for it. And that doesn't stop. And you think, oh yeah, I'm going to just, I can just take 2 weeks off. And then you can't take 2 weeks off. Well, you can, but your clients will go somewhere else if you do. You have to really plan these sorts of things. The lead up to you, like I've taken 2 weeks off for holiday before and gone on a lovely holiday. You think when you're on holiday, you're relaxing? No. Every evening, you're sitting down on your laptop. You go off, you leave the kids and your missus by the pool. You go off, you get on your laptop and you reply to emails. You are non-stop, never stop working. And everybody thinks that it's just, I can work my own hours and do it. If you are the boss of any company, and this is in any sector, unless you're delegating it to someone else and they're running the business and you're just kind of like, yeah, that's when you can take as much time as you want. But if you love what you do, and you don't see this, I don't see this as work. This ain't work. I come to work to have fun. That is a really, really fortunate situation to be in that I love. And the only reason I'm in that is because I've worked really, really hard to get to where I am, so that is the situation. But if you think that you're going to work whatever the hours I want, you're not. When I first started this business, I was working and I still do. I mean, I work 18 hours a day, with a 2-3 hour period when I get home. I see the kids and the wife, and then they all go to bed, and then I'm back working, not in the studio, but on my laptop at home, doing various different admin stuff. It's non-stop. It honestly is. And don't ever think that you're going to go and start a business and it's going to be easy and you're going to just, I'll just wake up at 2 p.m. and go to work and do a bit of work and come home. Not like that. Honestly, you think it's going to be like that. It's not. Albeit, yeah, you can take, if your kid's got to play at 3 p.m, you can kind of make sure that you're, all right, I can finish at 3 in the afternoon. I go and watch my kids play. I pop back to work, finish up. That's good. All those sorts of things are brilliant. But if you think you're going to actually get all this free time because you're your own boss and you do all this, it's not the case. I mean, I know lots of people who are builders, and they thought the same thing. And they thought, yeah, I can just go and do a job. I get home from work and I shut off. No, you're back on the laptop sorting out quotes, doing all this sort of stuff. And this is the thing, is it really is a lot more hard work. It's like, you know, I spend the evening doing admin work, doing constant building websites, doing all this different stuff, replying to emails. People will phone me. I take the studio phone home with me all the time. People will phone me Saturday, Sunday, on 11 o'clock at night. You know, there's times when I've been woken up at 3 in the morning and the phone's been going off, and I've answered it because I want to answer every phone call. And the reason that people are phoning at 3 o'clock in the morning and things like that and 11 o'clock at night is because they're on the other side of the world. So the time difference, you have to be available, and you can't not. And if you think that, I ain't answering that, it's 3 in the morning, well, then you've lost the client. You need to be so 100% in the business, and it's hard. It really is. Like, here's the thing, right? Is like, let's say, you know, you work for someone. Now, you go to work 9 to 5, and you have to be there between 9 and 5. You leave work at 5 o'clock, you go home, you turn off. You ain't thinking about work until the next day when you've got to go into work. If you run a business, if you own a business, you get home at 5 o'clock, you're still thinking about work. You can't switch off. You go on holiday, you don't switch off. You are constantly thinking about work. And this is all part and parcel of running a business. And that's just the facts of it. So I just kind of wanted to do this video as a kind of get into running a business for the right reasons. And the right reason is not because you want to have time to yourself, because it's not going to happen. And if you do have time for yourself, either well played, because you're delegating someone else to do what you're supposed to be doing as a boss, or you're not working hard enough. And ultimately, you most probably will fail if you think you can wake up at 2 in the afternoon and go and do 3 hours here and there and do this. It's not going to work. It doesn't work. And when you love what you do, you just want to work. You get a bug for working. And I personally, I would never have that bug working for someone else. I've got that bug running my own business, but never. If I was asked to work, and I say this all the time, if I was working for someone and they asked me to work, you know, I did a 9 to 5, and then they asked me to work till 12 o'clock, from 5 till 12, do some overtime, you know, I'd go, I want to get home, mate. I'd give that a miss. And I would want to do that because I value the time that I can spend with my family. So, you know, if you're getting into this industry, if you're getting into running a business, if you want to do that, don't do it because you want to get lots and lots of time to yourself, because you'll get a reality check and you will not get time to yourself. You will be constantly working, and if you aren't constantly working, someone else is, like me, who's going to overtake you. And that's just the harsh reality of it.